In an earlier video, I talked about how later usually means harder. There are multiple facets to recovering from hoarding habits. It's not just about decluttering. If I clear out all my backlog of clutter, but I don't modify how I handle things entering my home, it's likely that I'll reclutter. If I continue to put off dealing with my bills, mail, and junk mail, then when someone's coming over, I'll do the stash and dash cleanup where I throw it all into a box without sorting or organizing it and hide it in a closet, throw it in my car. Any of you familiar with that routine? And that's how mishmash paper bomb boxes are created. Those dreaded boxes full of stuff from the past that I've shoved aside. They crowd me not just physically, but mentally. And I'm afraid to face them because there's no rhyme or reason to them. They contain both important things and totally unnecessary things all mixed together. So while I'm working on decluttering backlog, I'm also trying to exercise new habits with paper that comes in. Like my mom's Medicare stuff gets sent here. The new 2019 Medicare handbook arrived, so I immediately put it in the file I keep for her and removed this 2018 handbook to recycle. This catalog came through my mail slot. I'm happy to say that this is a rare occurrence these days, and I'd like to keep it that way. So I immediately called the number on the catalog to get off the mailing list. No putting it off till later and getting 6 more of these in the meantime. Like Barney Fife says, you got to nip it in the bud, Ange. Had to renew my Taiwan passport. I went to the Taiwan, whatchamacallit. You can't call it the consulate since formal relations between the US and Taiwan don't exist. So I went to the Taiwan whatchamacallit, and the application form is entirely in Chinese. I told the woman at the window, I'm sorry, I can't read Chinese. To which she said, fill out whatever you can and I'll help you with the rest. I immediately turned the form around and said, I can't read any of it. Then she scolded me. 你一定要学中文. I know there are a lot of things I should be doing, but I'm not. Believe me, you don't know the half of it. She did end up helping me, but she made sure to point out that the only reason she was helping me was because I could speak some Chinese. Anyway, I picked up my new passport today, so my old passport is history. I get total performance anxiety when I have to sign something and only have one shot. If I know I can get a do-over, no problem. The pen flows, it looks great. But a passport or a new credit card, suddenly I lose control of my arm. I have no idea how to write my name. It comes out like chicken scratch. I received a past due notice for my water and power. I'm on auto pay, but over the summer, my credit card expired. I input the new credit card, but it takes one payment cycle for it to kick in, which I didn't realize, and I didn't make the single payment in the interim. I paid it the day I received this notice. In the past, I would have hung on to this statement out of fear that for some reason my payment wasn't recorded in time and they ended up cutting off my service, and I needed to prove that I made my payment immediately upon receiving the statement. I don't need to create that what if drama. I know I paid it. My credit card records will reflect it. And I don't want to even entertain the possibility of this piece of paper ending up in a mishmash paper bomb box to be dealt with in the future. Gone, baby, gone. Doing these things feels good. And the more I do it, the more of a habit it will become. You know how deeply bad habits can become ingrained and how difficult they can be to change? Well, the same thing applies to good habits. Keep practicing good habits until they become deeply ingrained, and they too will be difficult to change. And as Martha Stewart would say, that's a good thing.